Okay, so this is a message for whoever needs it, with love, light, and protection for your highest good and the highest good of all. Anybody who's watching right now who's going through a tough time of trying to kind of get back on track with their plan, with who they are, finding themselves again through this time of confusion, through a tough time where you feel kind of stuck in a situation. This is the message for you. Okay. All right. Now, it's not going to resonate with everybody, as you know already. It's going to only resonate with a select number of you guys. But this doesn't go by zodiac sign or anything. The Devil card speaks on the fact that there was some restriction that you have been facing, that you are facing a time of feeling kind of stuck in a situation, or that something else has power over you. Some of you guys are going through a period in your time where it's like the Saturn return, or Sadasati, which is Saturn over Moon, or you know, various reasons. You could be going through your Saturn planetary period, whatever it is. Even if you're not, we do have that Saturn and Jupiter conjunction happening in different houses for all of us. What it's asking us to do is to kind of focus on long-term goals and really put the effort in order to start reaping the rewards on a long-term basis, right? But it doesn't come without hard work. And so some of you guys are going through a harsh time as well, on a separate note, with the Devil card being here, as if something has taken control over your happiness, or that something feels like if there's like a blockage or something like that. Sometimes when I'm reading, like my face gets really itchy, and I know there's some sort of like presence near me, like right here. I don't know if any of you other readers get that, if you're watching and you read, but let's see. What do they need to know? What can they do to get out of this situation? Okay, so we have To the Sea card. To the Sea, it's the number 7, right? So this is your South Node, your K2 energy, which means that a lot of you guys who are watching this, as I mentioned in one of my Patreon videos, but if you're not a Patreon, this card came up earlier when I was doing the weekly prediction. I do weekly predictions or weekly channel messages on my Patreon every week, as well as other things. But this card came up earlier too when I was filming that. So it's interesting. Out of all the decks or out of all the cards that could come up in this deck, the To the Sea wants to come out once again, because there is a collective message for whoever is watching this. And this is speaking on the fact that a lot of you guys are spiritual people, in which you tend to have a lot of divine knowledge and ancient knowledge throughout many lifetimes about spirituality, and about you know, being very analytical and being very knowledgeable in that section of life, which is spirituality. But at the same time, sometimes you guys might find it hard to navigate through the 3D, right? That is what the because I feel like some of you guys are facing situations that you have never faced before, a time of uncertainty. And I already said this in the other video, so I'm sorry if you guys are Patreon subscribers, but I did say something along the lines of you, as if you are navigating through a fog and you're having to find your way back. And with this To the Sea card, it is speaking on the fact that through this fog and through this uncertainty, what's always going to guide you to where you need to go is your inner knowing, connecting spiritually with a higher source that you believe in, and asking for help when you need it, right? Because you guys each have this innate knowledge and talent that you need to activate, that's going to help you along the path to get to where you need to get through out of this time of uncertainty. Okay. So leaning back into spirituality more and detaching yourself from certain things that are kind of fogging your vision is extremely important. So the sense of detachment is what's going to help you see things in a more clear way. Anything else? You know, with the devil card that came up earlier, some of you guys are codependent on something. And as I always say, we are all codependent on something. We're not all enlightened individuals, right? 99.9% of us are still trying to navigate this thing called life. And so each of us are, codependent on something. But the devil card speaks on the fact that when things go to an extreme, too much so that you become addicted to it, or you have given your power away to it, that's when you need to reconsider. Work is necessary, right? For example, Saturn is the 10th house energy. So I'm just using this as an example. Work is important, but if we overwork ourselves, we're not going to be able to enjoy the money that we gain from our work, because we will be so tired, or we will flop over and we will die if we overwork ourselves. So everything is in moderation. Something that you're doing excessively, or something that you are addicted to excessively, is something that we have to stop. Like social media, guys, I'm really thinking that it's come to the point that a lot of people are beyond addicted to it. And we have to be on it 24/7, or even if there's a moment of silence, we will flip to it, we will go to it. And we have forgotten to just sort of sit in the silence, okay, and to reflect within. And that's the number 7, the K2 energy. So we have to detach from the things that serve as distraction right now. And as the full moon comes up, which is happening on the 28th, if you watch this beforehand, we are going to it's going to shed light on some patterns of ourselves that we have to release, okay? And some things will come to light. Okay, message in a bottle. Oh, my face is so itchy. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but... Okay, there's somebody here, message in a bottle. They want to send a message to you, okay? And, there's a phone here. So there's a text message. It could be an email, a text, a phone call, whatever it is. There is some kind of message that it's on its way to you. But as indicated in this picture, it's in the sea. It's meddled in emotion. So it's an emotional communication that you're being presented with, or there is a need for you to communicate yourself emotionally. It's time to get into that creative sphere, that spiritual sphere, in order to kind of let your emotions, communicate your emotions. And some of you guys just don't even know what the heck your emotions are trying to tell you, because we're continuously distracting ourselves with certain things, and we get more and more confused. So it's time to sit with your emotions, decode and decipher your emotions, so that it can be more clear to you what you want to do, who you are, how do you feel. Make it very, very clear, and the universe will send you a message. Anytime you ask a question, you want to ask a question clearly, right? I do a lot of private readings every single day, and it's very important for me, for the person that is getting a reading, to ask the question clearly, because then the cards can answer you very clearly exactly what you want to hear, or maybe it's not something you want to hear, but it pertains exactly to what you are asking. Okay, so there's a need for you to really sit with your emotions and to work on deciphering your own emotions, so that the universe can then begin to send you messages that pertain to what is on your mind or what you need help with. But also, I feel that sometimes our communication gets kind of muddied if we're too emotional and we can't express it. It's like when you're a kid, you ever hear these like kids crying and they're trying to say something, but they can't because they're trying to catch their breath. It's like, you know what I mean? Sorry if that sounded like earphones. Put your earphones on, because that might have sounded like something else. But you know what I mean? The kids are like, and they're like, breathing heavily, and they're trying to say how they feel, but they can't, because there's so much emotion, and they're very, very, very sensitive to what just happened to them. And so that's what it is. It's a very emotional situation you're going through, okay? Or you need to make your emotions very, very clear as to how you feel about it. I don't know why I feel really pulled to this deck. I haven't used this deck in oh my gosh, like I feel like almost like a year and a half, 2 years I haven't used this one. But recently I was going through all my decks, and I sold a whole bunch or gave away a whole bunch, and I was just like, I'm gonna keep this one. You know, I go through phases. But anyways, we have observer, we have time to take a nap, or excuse me, time for a nap, and we have buy the book. Actually, this card came up earlier too. It's crazy how much I shuffle and the same cards come up. So maybe some of this message is for you guys for the upcoming full moon, as well as the retrograde that is happening, or whenever you feel pulled to watch this. First of all, we have the time to take a nap, okay? So like I said earlier, when the kid is like crying like that, it's like, maybe they don't even know why they're crying. Maybe they're just sad because they're sad, and maybe their emotions get the best of them because they miss nap time, right? When our sleep schedule is out of whack, it can really affect our emotional and psychological state as well. So it is really the time for you to take a nap. And as you can see, this fox is taking a nap on the moon. And the moon is the mother, right? So you need to act as if you are your own responsible mother and do what your mother says. Take a nap. It's nap time. Get off your phone. Relax, you know, that's what it's saying. And there's a need for you to sleep. You know, you ever hear those people like, oh my gosh, like those small talk that people make, and you're just like, oh my God, I slept for 10 hours. And then immediately the other person says, I just heard this in a vlog, but like, oh, your body needed it. Like that's the immediate response we give other people. So why can't we do that for ourselves? Your body needs to take a freaking nap. Go take a nap. And maybe your emotions will sort out. Maybe your high intensity emotions that are going up and down will be all sorted out by a nice nap or meditation. Meditation is important. It keeps us connected back with ourselves, and it can help us in a very in terms of health too. It's proven it's really important. So take a damn nap, okay? We have observer and buy the book. So by the book, right? By the book is saying that there are steps that are set in motion that are necessary, and some things you just have to go by the book, okay? And that is really painful to hear as a very spiritual rebel myself, as well as many of you guys who are into this kind of stuff. You know, you guys are all rebels in a way, a spiritual rebel. So it's like, by the book. I don't want to do nothing by the book. But what it's saying here is that certain things have steps. You know, you can't just fly over a flight of stairs. It's really weird how they call stairs a flight of stairs, because you're not taking flight. Okay, you're walking. You know, your thighs are working, your knees are working, and your butt cheeks are working when you go up those stairs. Okay, nobody's taking a flight. Nobody's growing some pair of wings and then flying over those stairs. So we know we are walking. We are putting in effort. So just like we can't fly over that flight of stairs. Pun intended, it is important for you to realize that each step matters. You don't want to skip a step. Each step matters. And that's what the Mercury retrograde also, although it happens a lot throughout the year and more people are becoming conscious of it, and it's coming into their awareness, how the planets have an effect on us and how the planets are within us. It is kind of just saying the fact that you just got to take it step by step, okay? And you want to check your work, because whenever the retrograde does happen, you just got to double check, triple check, quadruple check. Okay, that's what it's saying. You got to check. And if you're wanting to begin something, although it is not such an auspicious time to begin something, it is a good time to do groundwork, as I stated on my Patreon as well. Sorry if I'm repeating the messages again. This card came up in the earlier reading, that's why. But I feel like the message remains the same, and maybe that is why this message needs to be public for some of you guys. Because, you know, it's step by step. Take it easy, okay? We don't go from 0 to 100. There's a middle, okay? And it's a slow transformation, a slow growth, okay? And it'll be better for you on an emotional sphere if you just take it one step at a time. And then we have observer, okay? Again, there's the moon there. Very interesting. Oh, is it the fox again? It's like, look, I never noticed that. See, there's fox and the moon. So the observer, the fox, is looking at the moon, and then it has reached the moon. Interesting. How do you guys take that? I take it in a way that there's something that you need, okay, that you have been thinking about, you're watching from a distance. It's time to go get it. It's time to do it. It's time to nourish yourself. Don't keep thinking about tomorrow I'll do it, next time I'll do it. Go do it. Go do what you gotta do, okay? You'll feel better. And then also there's something that you're watching from a distance. Sleep on it, okay? Sleep on it, think about it. Let some moon phases pass, and then you'll be able to get it, okay? But there's a step you have to take. You don't go from here to here. You gotta take flight, okay? The steps are necessary. That's what I feel like it's saying. I'm gonna close out this reading, and that is it. All right, bye guys.